Sunday, February 16th, 2025. Today's rant is about, of course, my favorite league, and it's called the NBA. And it's been my favorite league for many years now since players have run all over Adam Silver, and things have been very fishy with the league when things have gone on. I mean, things have always been fishy with the league. I'm not going to sit here and say there always questionable stuff, and there will always be questionable stuff. But when I see, obviously, at the end of the day, it's entertainment, and I get it. And the NBA, because we talk about it, because I'm talking about it, will never, will never go to zero, and will never shut down in the near future. I wouldn't say never, because you never know. This world is full of unknowns. But I want to say this: last night, the dunk contest, the NBA All Star Weekend, whatever. People come, people go. I get it, but third straight year, I believe, this guy Mac McClung won the dunk contest. And I remember as a kid, we used to complain that the big guys, LeBron never went, which whatever I thought was a problem, but it was his decision, and he's allowed to do what he wants. But it was pretty pathetic that he never went, to tell you the truth. And Kevin Durant, whether he wasn't a good dunker or not, whether all the fact is, Dwight Howard went, and he was a 6'10" big guy, but he was a star. But we had great contests, and we had dunkers who weren't like big stars, but they were NBA players who were definitely on the roster since the beginning of the year, and they were solid. I don't know, say like they were the best players, but they were NBA players, and they were on the teams that they represented. But we have this guy Matt McClung, who I think won his third straight yesterday, and no one cares. The guy's a great dunker. He flies high. He's very entertaining, and I guess that's the point of this thing. But dude, the guy's played 4 games in his career total. This is insanity, and we have to stop this. It's like you represent the league, you don't represent the league. And I get Matt McClung. He for his talents is making a load of money, and that's what his job is. But the NBA is playing this game. It's a clown game for putting these guys in dunk contests. You want to put a YouTube dunk contest in the middle of the park and in the middle of whatever, Florida, New York in the summer, and that's cool. And those are better dunks in the NBA. But at the same time, it ain't about that. It's about we want to see the best dunkers in the NBA, and these guys not in the NBA. This is the NBA, what it's going through. This is why it has gone down in ratings, but it will never go to zero, because we'll always talk about it and complain, and people will always pay attention to it to a certain point where it'll be a big league and it'll be a big corporation for as long as we are around, most likely. So I get it. I get it. I guess it's no publicity is bad publicity in the sense that you will always be a big time league, but will it always be a league that's growing? Will it always be a league that, even if it's at a great pace, will, like the NFL, people say it's growing or not, but it's sustainable that it's at number one. Will the NBA be that? I don't know. It's a sustainable league in the sense that it will always exist. I say this about all these things. It's just like enough is enough. Like we got to see NBA players. You got to be representative of the league, and this guy doesn't represent the league, like it or not, and that's the NBA problem. And and then it brings me to another point. It's like the trade that people are saying, like the Adam Silver's denying, which I get it. He has to. Where I was surprised, like everybody else, for when that trade happened with Luka Doncic and whatever. And then he didn't basically say it, but he's basically trying to say, don't accuse us of anything. When the league, when I make up this crazy stuff, which I probably not going to work for the NBA, because when they hear me say stuff like this, there's no way they're gonna say, "Ooh, we're gonna hire you because you said that about us." No way. There's no chance I'll be hired by the league for anything. But at the same time, we are not skeptical of this Luka Doncic trade to the LA Lakers, the most popular franchise in the sport by far, and one of the top 5 in America. I think it's a top 5 famous name in America when you talk about franchise. You say the Yankees, the Cowboys, you say the Lakers. I get it, and everybody knows it's the Lake Show, the Showtime, and we understand that that's what it's about. And like when we start saying this guy like Mac McClung, who's the best dunker in the world, and there's obvious that you call these teams up and say 1 game before the dunk contest, by the way, we got to put him on the roster, and to say he's part of your team because he's not on your team. And then next week, you know, by next week he's not going to be on the Orlando Magic. We're not stupid. So when we ask questions about Mac McClung, who's a great dunker and he could fly high and he's amazing, he could jump out the gym, no doubt about it. When we say stuff like, wait, you're obviously doing this, so why can't the other thing be true that's on a greater scale and affects the teams even more? See, this affects nobody. Matt McClung on the for the Magic or for any other team winning or losing. I thought the NBA was back when Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon were in the dunk contest. I thought that was like bringing back the dunk contest to a greater level. Then the next year, I believe the Miami Heat got the lefty. I forgot his name, was going against Aaron Gordon, and that was a great contest as well. I thought it was coming back to like legit NBA players who were starting players. Was it Ward? The guy's name was on the Heat, but this is what it is. You know, you could comment in my section and say you're crazy for thinking that, you're crazy for doing this. When how do you connect one to the other? But I'm just fed up. Like it's obvious that this is a game going on, and I get it. It's about entertainment at the end of the day. But Matt McClung, like, why can't he? First of all, the G League dunk contest, it wasn't there back in the day or whatever. Like people would see that. Not many, but I get it. It's not the NBA, but this is insane. This has to stop with this thing. Like we got to get NBA players represented in the NBA. But I get it. We always complain that there's not enough dunks and every dunk is taken, and I understand where you're coming from. But if people would bring back the Vince Carter under the legs, if people bring back the Dominique with the jersey when it's an NBA player, people will love it because at the end of the day, it's an NBA player doing it. When I understand there's the theatrics of the Superman with Dwight Howard, people like that stuff, but and it's NBA players, so I get it. It wasn't LeBron. It wasn't back in the day, and it's not. Um, I mean, who's a big dunker now? That's like a great player. I get it. Anthony Edwards is not in it. Fine. Okay, we could complain about that, but now it's getting to a point where it's like not even the guy's not even in the league anymore. Like he's literally not in the league, and it's just tough. I mean, it's tough to look at and swallow and say that we want to watch these games. It's not in or these events because you might as well just take a guy in the middle of I don't know Rhode Island who could jump high and say, oh yeah, he'd do a dunk contest. I mean, this is the halftime show of stadiums right now, and that's where we're going right now with everything and then when we question something else like a Luka Doncic trade to the Lakers for whatever reason, we say stuff like, "Oh, that's you're crazy for believing in that." Okay, why are we crazy when you bring this guy up and tell this guy for one game that he has to be a part of a team and wear a jersey and he has to be part of the roster? It's insanity. I just have to say that. I mean, I'll be honest. I saw those dunks. He's great. He can fly, and good for him that he's making his moment shine and he's taking the most of his opportunity. But again, I have to say that. And one thing is like the NBA, they just have to like. They're still protesting Dallas over this, but I mean now like even Mark Cuban was saying that he didn't throw out a fan when. How can you believe Mark Cuban? How can you believe like guys that they didn't when guys are screaming a chant fire Nico? This is the NBA. They don't allow their fans. It's not just the Mavericks. They don't allow their fans to have an opinion about anything, and when they do, they get thrown out. This is what it is. When we have a crazy opinion about something, you say we're racist and we're this and we're that, and that's something that I will never. Not I will never, but I will always remember and say like this is what Adam Silver is. He doesn't appreciate us and he doesn't care about us. And I get it. Not saying that they ever did and they just care to get our money and well that's everything in life, but at the same time there's no respect for our opinions or it's just ignoring us. And with everything, like all these theories about this or that and that and this, and we just go, oh yeah, you're just a crazy conspiracy theorist and believe in everything. Well, we believe that like the refs were doing something interesting, aka Rasheed Wallace, and guess what? We found out they were. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to my channel, REA Free 26 and REAF26 on Rumble. Follow me on Rumble at REAF26. Thank you. See you guys soon. And leave a comment as well.